Hey, it's Saul with another video, and while you stare at whatever it is that I put behind me on screen, I want to just kind of address the fact that we're kind of waiting. We're in a period of waiting right now for what's going to happen in the next expansion, what's going to happen in patch 8.0 and beyond that. And right now we're waiting for certain announcements coming from Blizzcon out of Gamescom as to, you know, what might be happening. And we're not quite sure if there's going to be an announcement at all. Blizzard has been on the record to say that, hey, you know, we're going to be talking exclusively about 7.3. It's going to be all about 7.3. But I guess the skeptic in me doesn't quite dismiss the idea that there might be an expansion announcement at Gamescom tomorrow. But they just might not talk about anything else until BlizzCon. But with that said, you know, I just gotta ask myself, well, does that really matter? Is it really important whether or not we hear something now or at BlizzCon? And well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, well, Bob, what do you think?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's kind of what I figured, or at least that's kind of what my mindset is right now. There are a lot of people waiting with bated breath. What's going to be coming out? What's going to be happening next? And I find that kind of weird. Now before, during Warlords of Draenor, when Gamescom came, it came as a very pleasant surprise that we got the announcement for Legion at that time. It was kind of sort of not really expected, but at the same time people were really tired of Warlords of Draenor. The people that were still sticking around were complaining almost endlessly about there's nothing to do, and well, let's not get into those old arguments, but it was sated by the Legion announcement. This time around, things are a little bit different. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm going to say that Legion is a better expansion than Warlords of Draenor was, and that for the most part there are a lot more people that are happy with this expansion that were happy with Warlords of Draenor. So to kind of muddy the water, or to kind of shift the mood with a sudden announcement for an expansion right before the 7.3 patch, or maybe just right before the 7.3 patch, it kind of takes that thunder away when Legion actually has thunder. Whereas with WoD, I don't know, it was just like a fish out of water, or, you know, going up the creek without a paddle, or some other phrasing you can think of.
Like it fucking sucked, or is a piece of dog shit. Warlords of Paymore, the selfie and Twitter expansion. But otherwise, it was a lot of fun.
I don't really care about getting an announcement now because, well, I'm perfectly happy with Legion as it is. Okay, I'm not perfectly happy with Legion as it is, but I'm happy. You know, I'm fine. I'm not, you know, so eager for the next best thing to happen, even though there are a lot of you that might be.
Like the millions, maybe?
So there's this kind of split between players where some people are like, hey, cool, let's keep churning this stuff out. Let's churn out all this content in 77 days, 11 weeks. Let's keep going and keep the train moving. Some people have complained that content is going a little bit too fast, that maybe this 11-week cycle between patches, or the otherwise 140 some odd days between major patches and raids and so on and so forth might be a little bit too fast. That's how many is that? That's like 4 months or so. How that might be a bit too fast of a patch cycle. For me and my band of casual guildmates, it's fine. For the most part, the pacing of the patch and the tiers and whatnot have been fine. We've still been able to get ahead of the curve on, you know, on whatever raids in a timely manner. It hasn't been a problem, at least for us, and I'd like to think that we're a sort of middle of the road. You know, we're the mainstream of WoW, unlike the super casuals who just do LFR stuff, or the super elite that are like up there with mythic rating and world first stuff. It's cool to know what's going to happen because it's just cool to know what's going to happen. Does it matter though? I don't think so. But as for you folks at home and on the toilet and driving around, what do you think? Share your thoughts and stay breezy.
My mind's telling me no.